Good afternoon. Welcome to our daily Greensboro Parks and Recreation Facebook Lives. We're really excited to be back here on this Monday. It's cooled down a little bit outside, which is kind of nice, making for a nice sort of cool spring day. I think the sun's going to come out as we go into the week a little bit. I'm going to give you a little weather report here.
It's always
while
cool.
we wait.
It's always cool when we're involved, right?
It is always cool when Mikey and I are involved. That's a valid point. So my name is Jennifer Hans, and I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator with Greensboro Parks and Recreation. Want to welcome you back to our Facebook Lives here. Today is Monday with Mikey, who's standing over there in the corner waiting anxiously. He's got a couple fun, creepy, crawly critters down here for us.
Yeah, they're adorable.
Okay, they're adorable.
Everything's adorable.
They're down here on the floor waiting to come out and see everybody. Tomorrow we have a really exciting program. We're going to be over at PLO Recreation Center with their Recreation Center Director Shatrina Smalls, as well as some of the players from Greensboro's very own Chaos Women's Professional Basketball Team. So we're really excited about that. We're going to be doing a question and answer session with them, learn a little more about the team, a little more about the league, and then they're also going to show us some really cool drills. So we're really excited about that and hope that you'll join us for that tomorrow. On Wednesday, Melody's going to come out from behind the camera, and she's going to do some drumming with us. You do not have to have a drum to do that. All you need is a bucket, a box, a pillow, your lap, whatever it is. We literally have all sorts of things.
You don't need a melody either, technically speaking.
Well,
no.
At home.
Well, Melody will be in your home via us. So you don't have to have an actual drum. So don't think that's going to, preclude you from participating. Just your imagination is what's going to allow you to jump in and join us on that. On Thursday, Michelle will be back. We're going to be doing some really cool chalk drawing and some dancing and chalk drawing stuff, which will be a lot of fun. And then on Friday, we are going to actually have a Facebook premiere, and it's a competition, and we're so excited. It is between us, Kernersville, Winston-Salem, Lexington, and I believe Thomasville Parks and Recreation. We are all having a bridge competition, and we are building our bridges out of popsicles, and we're breaking them on live. So be sure to tune in for that as well. So without further ado, I shall turn it over to Mikey and his fun critters.
Appreciate it. That sounds like a fun competition. I'm used to burning bridges, so it doesn't always work so well, Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Mondays with Mikey. I'm Mikey Romano, your EE specialist. So, brought a couple animals for you guys today. Nothing too crazy. We're gonna go kind of low key today. But if you've got questions or comments, by all means, let me know, and I'll answer questions, and we'll kind of discuss whatever you'd like. So we went a little small today, because depending on how long this goes, I want to make sure we stretch it out and have stuff every week. So this little girl.
Oh, he's already ready to get out.
The what? No, she wants to come out and visit. And hold on to her box.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Got it. There we go. All right. So this is Jackson. Jackson is a children's python. She's very cool. She's very sweet. She is not called a children's python because they are good for children. Okay. They're also they're a dwarf python. They don't get very big, so they don't get more than about 3 to 5 feet long, but 3 feet's a good average. They're not called children's python because of their size either. They were named after a British zoologist whose last name was Children back in the day. And these guys are an Australian species. They come from the northern half of Australia, kind of dry, arid scrubland and forest and that kind of stuff. They're very cool. She is full grown. All right. So she is not venomous. She's a constrictor. So she would wrap around her food and squeeze it. Every time it breathes out, she gets tighter. Can't breathe in. A few minutes, it'll suffocate, and once it's dead, it's lunchtime. Okay.
So Dakota is joining us again today,
Hi, Dakota.
which is really exciting. And Katja said Jackson is perfect with a lot of little hearts.
Aw, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you, Katja. So anyway, she is an amazing little snake. She's a constrictor. Now, this girl will eat mostly warm-blooded stuff. She likes birds, rodents, that kind of stuff. She also has this little tendency, not her because I don't have any of these around me, but in the wild, these guys will go into caves and they will actually climb to the ceiling and wrap around stalactites that hang down and catch bats as they fly by. So they kind of wrap around, hold them. They're really strong. They're constrictors. They got all these muscles. She'll wrap around the stalactites and just kind of hang down. Little bat As it goes by, she'll grab it, pull it in, wrap it up, constrict, and when it's no more, back.
Where'd you say they were from again?
With the box right there.
Well, yes, from other than the box.
Australia. They're from Australia.
Okay.
So these are guys are Australian species. So all kinds of small mammals, birds, but they have different species of bats over there, and a lot of them are called microbats because she's not a very big snake.
Right.
They have microbats, which are very small bat species, and they are a perfect meal for her.
Oh.
She's not going to take down like a big flying fox with like the 5-foot wingspan, but the smaller stuff, yes.
So looking at her mouth.
Yes.
We'll zoom in on her mouth if we can.
We can.
If she wants to let us.
participates.
Her mouth is so teeny looking. How does she get a bat in her mouth?
She opens her mouth.
Oh, she opens it.
Yeah. All right. So
is there any special way though that she would be able to hold that?
Yeah. So
Mikey's being punny today, isn't he?
I can't help myself. A little blood sugar. I'm hungry. So the thing is, most people think that snakes can dislocate their jaws. They absolutely cannot. They can't dislocate their jaws. But what it is, like they can open their mouth a lot wider than we can.
Okay.
So we can open our mouth really, hypothetically, it sounds really wide, especially on children, because they're really, making a lot of noise. But it's only about 45 degrees.
Okay.
Snakes can open their mouth almost straight up and down, almost, without dislocating. And believe it or not, so the skin around her face, it looks really, really tight. It's very elastic. It's very stretchy. It's like the band on your underpants stretches really far, especially after a cookout run. But so she can open her mouth almost straight up and down. The skin around her face is elastic, and her bottom jaw is really cool. It actually splits into two. It's one piece, but it splits like a platter into two to kind of make an easy entryway. So she can stretch her mouth out. She can swallow something 5 times the size of her head.
Wow.
So kind of like you go to like Walmart and taking like one of those big summer watermelons and glorping it down whole. So the fun thing with snakes, so they've got teeth. They got nice sharp. I think we talked about it in one of the other programs. Nice sharp teeth. They hook backwards like a fish hook to kind of latch onto their food. The best way off the teeth is down the throat. Okay. So they also have on the roof of their mouth where you have nothing. They have more teeth, and those teeth can kind of move a little bit. Slight bit. So those teeth can kind of help to latch into the food and kind of help push it in a little bit until the throat muscles get it, and then they glorp it down. And then it goes down, to the stomach, which is probably a certain amount of the body. They have the same internal organs that we do. They're just all stretched out. Okay. And then it'll take her, 5 to 7 days to digest. She'll poop once a week, and ready to go again. These guys can go most snakes can go weeks to months without eating if they're healthy. So in case she finds that she has a run of bad luck, can't find food, she can go longer without she's pretty well without eating. But normally once every week or so is a good time for her to eat. But they're really cool. They like to be they're nocturnal. They like to be awake mostly during the night. Helps without especially when they're looking for bats to eat. They'll be up there and they have to be active. They can grab one. But other birds sometimes are nesting at that point, so they can easy pickings if they go into a tree. Rodents are scrambling around, so they're pretty much a late evening nocturnal kind of animal. But she's really cool. Anybody have questions on her so far?
So in comparison to the other boa constrictors that you brought for us to see, what's the size? I thought you brought another one.
Oh, I had brought boas, but she's a python.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
No, you're fine. Yeah,
Okay.
so she's a children's python.
Oh, okay.
So boas are great. I love. They're very similar. They're really similar.
But they still eat the same way. They both constrict.
They're almost.
I guess that's why.
Most people confuse the two, but it's a boas are New World. Almost 99% are New World. So Central America, South America, that kind of stuff. Pythons are Old World, Africa, Australia, Asia.
Oh, interesting.
Except for like 1 or 2 species kind of bounce back and forth, but for the most part, that's kind of how it is. Also, the fun thing with pythons, and I don't know if you can see it on her, you have to get really close. If you look at her face, you see those little pits on the side of her schnoz right there? Right there? Those are heat-sensing pits.
Oh.
So most pythons have the ability to kind of pick up on heat signatures. So when they're looking for food, it's like, oh, you're warm-blooded.
That's what I want to eat.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the boas don't have that.
So Kate was wondering, what do you feed her normally?
Okay, great question, Kate. So she eats, mean, in captivity, she eats mice and rats. Not live. I don't do live food that's all frozen, thawed out, warmed up so it's like sort of body temperature and a little jiggle and there you go. So she just gets frozen mice, rats, that kind of stuff. Once in a while, she'll get a frozen chick if they're on sale. That kind of stuff. But most of her food is frozen mice and rats. Okay. But no, great question. That's why all the snakes that I work with, they all eat once a week. It's just kind of a set schedule, so nobody's ever hungry, even though they can go a while without eating. There's no reason for them to. I don't want to be hungry,
Okay, I have a question, me personally.
Yes, you're allowed to ask questions. It's okay.
The difference between a regular python and a ball python, or are they all very similar?
So they're all pythons. It's just different species.
So the ball is just a species, not how they sit?
No.
Okay.
You can't ask about ball pythons. I haven't brought one yet. I was going to do one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So ball pythons are really common in the pet industry. I'll bring one in the next couple of weeks. I've got a couple of them. They're great. They're just an African species of python. Another dwarf. They're kind of smaller. Just they're heftier, but not as long as her, or just as long. They're called ball pythons because when they're scared, instead of running away or getting aggressive, they will basically hide their head in the middle of all the coils and kind of wrap up in a tight ball to protect their head. And I was like, most animals can't get to the head, and usually they'll hopefully leave it alone. But they kind of hide, so they're called ball pythons. They're also called royal pythons, but nobody really.
The ball python stuck more, yeah.
Exactly. That's the name. That's the name everybody knows them as. Ball pythons, that kind of stuff. I'll bring one in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk about it.
So with snakes, it's the same. Something maybe comparable that people can know from their everyday life. It's like dogs. There's the dogs, like as a whole general species of dogs.
So
but then all the different breeds are similar to snakes. Is it the same concept or no?
Not quite. So all your domestic dogs, you got say labs, shepherds, all that. They're all one species of dog, but they're different breeds.
Breeds, right.
Pythons are all different. They're all in the python family.
Oh, but they're different species.
Interesting. So you've got, the children's python, the ball pythons. One of these days I'll bring, I've got a big Burmese python, I'll bring him in. But they're all in the python family, but they're all different species.
Yeah. So Katya said that Trent says that she would be good to have in the house because then there would never be mice in the house, and asked if they could have her. I don't think she's looking for a new home.
Right. Thank you, Trent. Thank you. I appreciate the offer. I really appreciate it, buddy. I would miss her. We're friends. We're pals. I'm sure we can find you a perfect snake for you to live in your house. Not eat the mice there. You definitely want a tank with a little heat. Plus, she's not that big. If you're gonna have it loose in the house, no, just teasing. Snakes loose in the house, bad idea. But I would kind of miss her. So if it's okay, I'm gonna hang on to her. But we can find you one, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm sure I've got a grouchy anaconda somewhere that.
Oh no!
That needs a home. But thank you though. All right, so I'm gonna put her up, and we'll go to the next one. But one more thing with her, with these guys, they're really neat. They've got all these cool patterns, like the splotches on them. As they get older, those fade away.
Oh, really?
So very old individuals generally will just kind of be a uniform, kind of like that brownish kind of tan color, that kind of bronze. But usually, as they get older, their splotches get lighter and lighter. Yeah, she's very, very cool. Also, if you look at her, she's got the slit eyes, the elliptical pupils. A lot of people think that if they have like those elliptical pupils, they're venomous, and the round pupils are not. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. That's not a real rule. It's just kind of how they are, especially with the nocturnal thing. Those pupils dilate really wide at night, so she can see really well. So let me put her up.
Kate says she's wrist candy.
Right? Well, I mean, gotta accessorize, especially with a face like this. Someone's gotta do it better.
Nick wants to see you hold the rattlesnake from the Science Center like that.
That would be very fun for all of like 4 seconds. Thanks, Nick. I'll try to do a better show so you don't want me to get bitten. I have worked with venomous, and I love venomous, and they're awesome. But I never, ever, ever really suggest free handling venomous snakes. It's never a good idea. All right, guys ready for the next one?
Yep.
Excellent. Next one is absolutely adorable. You are going to love her. Maybe. Her box is being started, sorry.
He lied.
I totally lied.
He lied. I knew she was coming. That's why he asked if I was coming today.
So this is Spot. Spot is a rose hair tarantula. Okay, so they're kind of distributed through a little bit different parts of South America, but generally they like to be in Chile. Okay.
Kate said, "Nope, big fat nope."
Oh, she's a svelte lady. She's no. Go this way. Go that way. Go that way. Come on. Go back. Here we go. Leading around. All right. So these guys are really, really neat. They're very cool. These guys are actually pretty common in the pet industry, believe it or not. Trent, just to let you know, also you wouldn't have any problems in any pests in the house. So I'm just trying to keep it corral a little bit. So not the biggest tarantula, not the smallest, but good size animal. These guys are really, really neat. So it's in the arachnid family because it's got 8 legs as opposed to like 6, like a normal, most other you see like bugs, insects. These guys are technically not insects. Everybody's kind of lumps spiders in with insects. Arachnids are their own family.
Hey, you coming for a close-up, bud?
Are you okay with that?
I'm all right.
All right, cool. Just checking.
I ain't gonna touch him.
No, it's all good. Now the fun thing with these guys, they'll eat anything that they can overpower. They'll eat, mostly different kinds of insects. They'll eat very, very small rodents, birds, if they find them, that kind of stuff. Mostly just insect eaters. They do have some pretty good sized fangs on the front. They are venomous, but here's the thing. All spiders are venomous. It's just the amount of venom or the potency is what separates them from the stuff you really hear about, like black widows, brown recluses. That stuff can be very, very dangerous, possibly lethal, depending on who you are, your health. These guys just have a little bit of venom, mostly to immobilize and bring down their prey. Unless you have a severe allergy to that kind of thing, it's not going to hurt you.
Kate wants to know if she jumps, and if she does, please don't say yes because that's terrifying.
I mean, at this moment, if I poke her no, she's not a jumper.
You want to hear me scream? You'll poke her.
It's all good. So she's not a jumping animal. They kind of just wander around, very slowly. They can lunge a little bit quickly if they're going for food, but they're not a jumper. Okay.
That's a nice up close.
Our Greensboro Parks and Rec person said that they think that she is super cool.
Thank you.
And that Carla is the champ. It's actually Melody behind the camera, so Melody is the champ.
I
don't think Carla would get this close if Carla's watching.
Aww.
Where's her eyes?
And then Green said how cool that she's very cool.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So if you look at the very top, see that little knot right there?
Yeah, the little knot.
Yeah, they have.
Don't fall off, buddy.
In theory, they have almost like a cluster of 8 different eyes all together, kind of see. It's almost like a little periscope on the top. Okay.
Periscope.
Yep, exactly. Great movie.
So Kate wants to know, and we have 2 people asked, what does she eat?
Hold on a second. Okay. Good girl, babe. So she eats crickets. I get crickets and I gut load them with all kinds of good veggies and that kind of stuff, and then I drop them with her, and she'll eat them. She only eats a couple a week, and you can see how she has this nice big bulb right here. That's basically like almost like fat storage, and she's
well fed.
She's well fed. When I got her, this was all sunken in and kind of concave because poor thing was starved. She was actually missing a couple of legs as well. And the fun thing is, so remember how like snakes, we talked about, like snakes will shed their skin, and other animals will kind of shed little bits here and there. The spiders will do this thing called molting, where they shed all at once. So depending on how old the animal is, and babies will shed more often because they're growing faster. But adults so she'll molt once a year. And what'll happen is basically, because this is all an exoskeleton, so where everything we've been touching is squishy with bones on the inside, no bones, nice hard outside, and all of our squishiness is on the inside. So what happens is these guys, when they've got a molt, they can't really grow this exoskeleton anymore, so she won't eat for a little while, and then one day when she's ready, she will kind of flip over on her back, and a trap door will open in her chest, and the whole spider will crawl out through the back door and leave this perfect exoskeleton.
Yeah, that's one.
Oh, jeez, Louise. He's got one, y'all.
Yes, he does.
Whoa.
So it'll leave this perfect exoskeleton behind. Don't go down there. I don't want to.
No, we don't need to have to go chase
Oh, yeah,
her.
we won't be able to get her out.
I don't want her to play with the power. You know. You ever know they get electrocuted like in the movies. They get huge and attack the populace.
No Spider-Man, thank you.
So we had a question.
Yes.
Well, one, Rena, I'm not sure if it's Rena or Reen. She said she actually had one as a pet when she was a kid.
Very cool.
And then it was asked, does she make a web like other spiders?
So she will web a little bit around her tank and whatnot. You can see like a little bit of webbing hanging off the back right now, but she doesn't make like a big wide web because she's too, no disrespect on it, but she's too hefty to be in a web.
Okay.
It won't hold her weight. It would be, it won't work so well. But these guys like to have like a little den or like a little burrow that they kind of back into most of the time, and she'll have webs all around it. So if a little bug comes along and touches it, she's like, oh, somebody's at my front door. Hello. Can I eat you? Are you a dangerous predator? That kind of stuff. But no, great question. But yeah, they can do some webbing, but not like a big web that they hang out in. Now these guys are really neat. Not only do they have the big teeth in the front with a little bit of venom, but you've got to be very careful, especially when you got one as a pet. You always want to wash your fingers or never put it too close to your face, because the hairs on their back end there, they actually are very, very special. They're a defense mechanism. These hairs are barbed. So they come out and you got little hooks in them. And these guys, if you ever see them, they get agitated. They'll sit there and use those back legs. They'll flick those hairs. So if like a predator's coming up and like nosing, like, should I eat this? They'll flick those hairs into the predator's nose or eyes or something like that. And they get in there and they kind of penetrate, and it's itchy and get infected and all that other kind of stuff. So whenever you handle one of these guys, you always want to wash your hands right after, that kind of thing. You're a little careful there. Had a friend of mine who I worked with at the zoo in Florida, and he had one when he was a kid, and he, put it up to his face, look at it close, and he got hairs in his eyes. And he actually had to have surgery to have them removed.
Yikes.
So Nick asked if she can bite, and then Michelle Clont said that she loves spiders.
Awesome. Nicely done, Michelle. And yes, Nick, they absolutely can bite. She's pretty docile and gentle. If I agitated her or scared her or she was worried about things, she could absolutely bite me. And it would hurt like a really bad wasp sting. But let me see if you can see it on this. If you look at the bottom right there, you see those fangs? When they molt their skin, they molt everything, including the coverings for those fangs. So you see those two big fangs right there? Those come out and can, right into whatever's attacking them, bothering them, or they're going to eat. So they've got some pretty heavy artillery, right there. They're not something that you really want to agitate. But if you're gentle with them, they're friendly and nice, right, Jennifer?
So here's a question.
You want to?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that offer, though. When they come out of that old spider, what do they look like?
They look just like this, just a little bit bigger. And that's a great question. I didn't finish that thought before we keep getting distracted. Sorry. When they come out, they look just like this, just a little bit bigger, a little fresh, but they're soft. So they got that hard exoskeleton. It's almost like when like a lobster sheds its shell or whatever. They are soft for a couple of days, so they will go and they hide until a couple of days goes by and they harden up again, and then they can move around. But they can be very, very soft and vulnerable. Even their fangs are a little soft when they come out, so they don't have a lot of defense.
So Rena said that some tarantulas have funnels.
Yes, they do. She's not really one of them. But there are lots and lots of different species of tarantulas, and some of them will create funnel webs that kind of, they're at the base of, and when something gets in there, stuck, or kind of goes down or falls in, I wish I had a funnel, shoveling calzones in my mouth all day. It'd be great. But yeah, there's all kinds of different ones. There's also spiders, they're called trapdoors, trapdoor spiders. And these guys, they will actually make a trapdoor, hide underneath it, and wait for animals to kind of fall down that trapdoor, and then they kind of grab and kind of bounce back out.
So Dakota asked, Kate asked if you've ever been bitten by her, and Dakota asked why she's so hairy.
Missing one?
Wait, okay, no,
Sorry.
I haven't ever been bitten by her. And what was the other question? Sorry.
Why is she so hairy?
She's so hairy.
Basically, that's a tarantula. Most spiders, especially like, even if like you see like the wolf spiders and stuff that live around here, they're a little on the hairy side. Mm-hmm. She's more of a kind of a dry land kind of animal, so that hair just kind of keeps her protected, and that kind of stuff. Also, she's a little sensitive to that, and all those hairs, especially the ones back here, have those barbs. You don't want to go that way. You get too far.
How old is she? I'm not sure if you already mentioned.
I didn't mention. I don't know. When I got her, she was an adult, and she was missing a couple of legs because she was not well taken care of. But now, when I was going with that, every time she molts, she grows a little bit back. So these guys, if they lose limbs, they can grow them back. So she has all her legs again. But she was down 2.5 legs when I got her.
And Michelle also, she asked how old she was, and then she also asked if males and females are about the same size.
Excellent question. Okay, so Michelle, no, females are much, much larger and live a lot longer. The males, much smaller and only live a couple of years. Especially once they've mated, they're done. The females, usually after they lay eggs and whatnot, they're done, but if they don't lay eggs, like a captive one, no offense, I love them, but I don't feel the need to make more tarantulas. So a female can live 20 to 30 years.
Oh.
But I don't know how old. I have had her for probably 8 years, and she was an adult when I got her. An adult, she was probably at least 8 to 10.
I won't touch you then. Nope, I'm not going to touch you.
Come here, sweetheart. Can't reach, sorry.
You're fine.
She wants to go that way.
I know, but she doesn't need to come in my lap. Thank you.
But the funny now, you can always tell when they're going to get upset. Like she's just
Chilling.
wants to go her way, but she's very chill. Now, if she was really upset, like if when I was been moving her, was also raise a limb or two up. Now, if that's her just letting me know I don't really like what you're doing, but we're cool. If she stood and held her place and basically went up with like basically raised the front half off and went to like that, that's like if you come near me,
I'm gonna get you.
The next time I come down, I'm gonna have fangs out. So they will actually, let you know. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay, fine. You asked for it.
I told you. I done told you again.
Exactly. But they're very, very cool animals. They're long lived. They don't eat very much. They're very, very low maintenance. But they're just an interesting animal to have. Especially if you have it in a classroom for education or that kind of thing.
Kate said, "Definitely, nope."
Aww. It's always giant cockroaches if you don't like spiders.
Not doing cockroaches either.
I'll bring a scorpion one of these days. That one's extra fun. Gee, at least this one's it is pseudo friendly, so it's okay. But the roach are really tough. There are different kinds of spider species you can have in captivity, and some of them are very, very aggressive. Some get much larger. This is like one of your best. If you're gonna have a pet tarantula, this is the one you want, as long as you got the right setup for it. Thanks, Jennifer.
And Dakota asked, "Is she poisonous?"
So that's an excellent question, Dakota. She's not poisonous. What it is she's venomous. And it's all. I know it sounds kind of the same. It's all in the delivery system. We'll talk about it with the snakes too another time. So to envenomate like either her food or to hurt us, or a predator. So she's not venomous enough to injure us unless you are allergic to like insect, not insect, but like, allergic to that kind of thing, like wasp stings and whatnot. So these guys bite and inject. If they bite and inject, they're a venomous animal. Poisonous is only if you touch something and get sick, like poison ivy, or you eat something like Jennifer's cooking and get sick.
Oh no.
She really likes your camera. She wants to.
Well, she wants her close up, Mr. DeVille.
Right, exactly. No, great question. So yes, venomous, very, very slightly venomous, but not poisonous.
Kate said, "Sorry, you're not going to win me over on this one," is what Kate said.
You don't know what you're missing.
Oop, I hit the table.
I mean, no matter what, still better than a cat.
You better catch her. Jennifer's trying not to dry heave. Oh dear.
That's all right. All I know is when we go back to normal, Jennifer's never sitting in these spots ever again.
I'll always sit on the other side of the conference table from now on.
And sit right here. Like, there was a giant spider here last time. So those are my animals for today, guys. If you have any more questions, by all means, send them. Thank you for coming to play with me and them. And I will be back-
Nick had another question.
sorry,
How
Nick,
many
go.
eyes?
8. Well,
Didn't
technically,
catch that.
Yeah. Her eyes are right at the top. There are divided into 8 separate kind of spots. So she has amazingly good vision to kind of look all around. It's got a little periscope at the top there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think you missed that. So.
Nope, it's all good. Thank you guys. Appreciate everything. I'll be back next week. By the way, happy late holiday. I forgot to tell you guys this last week, but Saturday was a national holiday, probably one of the most important you can think of. So it's belated, but happy National Velociraptor Awareness Day on April 18th.
It's an
So,
important day to have and
Right,
know about, you know?
absolutely.
So I'm going to do my goodbye from...
Way over there.
They're my thing, y'all. I know I've been saying... I knew he was going to bring one day, y'all, and today was the day. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Next Monday, Mikey is actually going to bring some critters that we can find in our very own yards here in Greensboro, which will be really exciting. So we look forward to seeing you guys next Monday for that. Oh, no. Y'all, seriously, they're being so mean. And tomorrow, like I said, we're going to be live with Shatrina Smalls from Peeler Recreation Center and some of the women of the Chaos Greensboro professional basketball team. So we're really excited about that. Come prepared with lots of questions that you have for them. And we look forward to seeing you guys on tomorrow at 1. Thank you.
Bye, guys.